Hello everyone, this is Chris, and it's kind of amazing how much can happen in between episodes. So we were in pretty desperate need for a desert, and K-Flip and I spent hours and hours looking for one, and as luck would have it, I find this first. I go looking for a desert, and I find, like, one of the rarest things in the game. What are the odds?
That's really funny. And you still haven't even found the desert?
No. I'm in a woodland mansion.
You found a wooden mansion?
Before I found a desert.
He was looking for a desert, and he found the woodland mansion.
I found a desert
structure in the game.
Which is why I have a totem and 2 spare now. But if that wasn't crazy enough, then about an hour or so later, I find this. I find a monument before I find a stupid desert. What is this? What is this world? Which is also why I have 28 wet sponges at my disposal now. But yeah, I did eventually find a desert as well as a mesa standing next to it. Like, I don't know what my luck was that day, but for some reason I just found lucky thing after lucky thing after lucky thing after lucky thing. But there's not just been things outside of my base that's happened, there's also been a few things inside my base, such as this one little honeycomb farm here, and this little sheep pen I built out here. And you know, seeing as we now have stacks upon stacks upon stacks of wool now, why don't we make the most out of it and actually go finish up upgrading our armor and gear? Oh, by the way, I didn't make this pickaxe, Evelyn just gifted it to me. But I am kind of in the mood just to get this this early game, you know, upgrading tools and gear and stuff out of the way. And unlike last season where I literally tried getting as much netherite as I can, I think this season, I just want to get what I need. I just want to, you know, just upgrade my tools and things. But you never know, I could just automatically switch to being like trying to get as much netherite as possible. It's always kind of frightening when you do this, but it's also really, really fun doing it too. Oh hey, that wasn't too hard. So we got one here, and just the one? Okay, well, still, one is better than none. Oh, we got another 2 right here. And again, is it just 2, or could there be an extra hidden one? Nope, just 2. I'm kind of secretly hoping that it's kind of like diamonds, where there's secretly just, you know, one hitting in the background behind everything. And there's always a chance we could get that, but just not yet. Oh, another 2 right here. Another one right here. This was a lucky haul. Totally wasn't expecting to find something this vast right here. And after using all the wool I had on me, I managed to get a stack plus 1 ancient debris, which should be enough to upgrade all my gear, plus having just a little bit extra just in case. And while I was down here, I managed to grab quite a bit of nether quartz and gold because I'm going to need a lot of nether quartz for my main base idea. And I feel like nether quartz is gonna be this season's really tricky and really annoying thing to get. Like season 2 was all the ink for the dark prismarine, last season was dirt and stone bricks. I have a feeling this season is going to be a nether quartz. Anyways, let's get my stuff upgraded to netherite. This will never not be satisfying. And it's really nice having fully upgraded armor again. And with my overpowered armor and weaponry, it's time to head to a slightly familiar place. And the familiar place in question is actually this one cave we actually went in like right at the start of episode 1. And from what I've heard, the plan was to have a shopping district actually inside one of these mega caves. And I think you could see where I'm going with this. Yeah, they said this is kind of like the place where thinking about putting up our shopping district. It's not too far from spawn, it seems relatively big, and yeah, it seems like kind of the perfect place to do it in. And I might have slightly volunteered to start getting a few things set up here and there. And I guess the thing I'm really looking for is just a relatively big and open space to put our nether portal. Okay, this place is looking a little bit more promising here. And the thing is that I don't just want to put it someplace where we'd run out of space really quickly, but then again, these mega caves are absolutely mega. I don't think we're going to run out of space too quickly. Actually, this long stretch genuinely might be the perfect place to actually set up the main starting point of the shopping district. Mainly because it's very, very straightforward, and so people won't get lost quite as easily straight away. So first off, and one of the most obvious things to do when starting off a little shopping district is setting up another portal here. And honestly, I think if it's slightly indented into the wall, it might actually make it look a little bit nicer. And now that the obvious is out of the way, let's maybe do a little bit of decoration inside of here. And one of the most obvious things we need to work on is lighting, and I think I have a pretty good idea as to what we could do here. What if we were to maybe hang a whole bunch of chains and lanterns from the ceiling, dangling down fairly decently high, but some dangling down a little less and some dangling down a little bit more to give it that sort of, I guess, variety in the ceiling. If that makes any sense at all. But it will eventually, We'll just have a whole bunch of these in varying shapes and sizes around the place. Kind of something like this, but maybe imagine the chains and lanterns going much, much further down that way. Now, obviously, I have no idea if this is going to stick or not, but at least for now, at least for the aesthetic thing that I'm doing right now, I can keep it. And I think another obvious thing we could do is maybe add a general path like straight down this way, because my idea, at least around this place, if people are planning on building shops around here, is to maybe add their shops inside the wall. There's obviously plenty of space around this place to actually just build it right in the center, but, you know, just around this place, I think they can fit inside the wall somehow. But if they were going to do that, then we are going to have a path down the center. And late last night, K-Flip and I managed to finish off the general decoration for around the place with this pathway right here with all these lights around the place, and after announcing it, lots and lots of people have already started claiming tiny little spots around the place. We have Gary's shop over here. We have like one shop I'm planning on making right over here. I think this one is K-Flip's. I think Lydia's is just there. Yeah, there's a lot of shops already planned and already claimed in spot right here. And either later in this episode or in the next episode, we'll be back here to work on my shop. But for now, let's go work on something else. But before that something else, let's have a quick word with Evelyn.
Can I buy a totem?
Well, I was just on my way to do something, but I guess so. I guess we can do some I guess cooperation right now. I have 2 spare totem.
And I have a diamond block.
You see, the thing is, I already have a lot of diamonds. Like, a lot of diamonds. Yeah, 2 diamonds and 6.
I have 20 diamond blocks.
Okay, now I'm curious.
I call shenanigans.
Hold on, I'm curious now. I want to see. Hold on. Look at this. I got 14 diamond blocks, so I'm not too far behind.
What about one of these?
I need fishes.
But we have no ocean nearby.
But
what am
if you place on water, you get haste.
Oh wait.
You've seen about one of these.
You're really trying, aren't you?
What about 6 bamboo?
Oh, now you're starting to sweeten the deal right there.
So Puppy, how do I use this?
7 torches.
I don't know.
7 torches? I mean, how could I say no to that?
That was a very fair deal, Chris.
Exactly.
Now I run away before you change your mind.
You know, I think that was a good deal. I think that was a good deal. I mean, 6 bamboo, that's worth quite a lot, right? I mean, it is to me now. It is to me now, at least. Anyways, before Evelyn hustled me down for a totem, as many people know, Christmas is actually on the way, and it's actually not too incredibly far by the time you actually see this one video. And if you remember last year, I did a little something called Secret Santa, where, you know, you were to put your name in a slip and write it in, and then draw a random name to get them a gift. And I figured this year I do the same thing, but I try making the build just a little bit more impressive than last year. And when I say just a little bit more impressive, I probably should have said quite a lot more impressive, because it is actually a really cool looking build that I made in a creative world. And yeah, I guess it's best that we get started working on it. A few hours later, and now we have this mega build of Santa sitting in one of his most magnificent seats right here. And honestly, it's much better if we actually pull her up just a little bit, just so we get the better angle of it. And yeah, I really like the design I made for this one thing. I really like the, you know, the little puffy cheeks right there. I love the little details in the chair. I love a lot about this one build. But of course, it isn't just a build, as it is also a place for the Secret Santa thing, because I've also made a little interior inside the chair with a whole bunch of things to sign up and a whole bunch of information right here. And I will admit, I am recording this bit right here about a week before it's actually meant to go live, just to give a whole bunch of people enough time to actually sign up. And yeah, sign up, you can do it whenever, but we can actually begin drawing names December the 10th. And I guess while we're here, we might as well sign up too. And now that I am signed up, in just a few days as of recording this, I can actually come back here and actually push this one button to actually get a name. I'll push it for example right here, and yeah, I get some random name right here. This isn't going to be my my initial one right here. And in case you do get your own name, then all you gotta do is just put it in this barrel and it will automatically go back into the dropper. But yeah, I'm really in love with this little festive build I have right here. And more than likely next episode we will be back and actually, you know, preparing our little Secret Santa gift over here. But anyways, let's head back to the shopping district and actually start working on our shop. And when I say start working on my shop, what I really should have meant was come back over to my base briefly to explain my shop idea. And the idea is linked around these guys right here, the furnaces. And you know, if you put up something like this, you are expecting, you know, to get a whole bunch of XP inside of here. What you might not know is actually when you pull this out, it doesn't actually give you all the XP at once. If we pull this out right now, we can see, yeah, we get a whole bunch of XP right now, but that doesn't mean we got all of it straight away, because if we pull this out again, we can see we got much more XP yet again. And my entire shop is kind of based around this one idea, where if anyone needs to really briefly come over and actually mend their tools, then yeah, my shop would be the perfect place to do it at. You know, it's nice having one of the best pickaxes in the game, but because we are making a shopping district in a cave, it's probably a good idea if we get a haste beacon eventually. And I'm already saying this as I'm just mining out my first shop right here. Can you imagine what it's gonna be like when I built like my 5th shop or something like that? It's gonna be a nightmare. Thankfully, from the looks of this hole right here, we won't be having any nightmares tonight. But nightmares are still yet to come, as we now have to do the decoration for this one place. Because there's no easy way in actually telling you when you're actually allowed to take, you know, the XP out of here, I have to build just a little bit of machinery here and there. And I guess my idea when I was designing this is I kind of wanted to use blocks I wouldn't normally use together, such as the granite, such as the copper, and such as clay, which is what we're going to be using for the floor. Also, this copper won't be the orange color forever. It will turn eventually into the more oxidized greeny color eventually. Now just picture all this copper being oxidized, and this is what the interior will look like. But all that decoration back there is just a quarter of what we have to do, because now what we have to do is actually add in all the redstone and the furnaces back here. And I think it's best to describe it after we build one of these modules. So basically, as this one smoker spilts kelp, it will eventually get stocked up inside of these chests right here and these hoppers. And when this particular hopper is completely filled up, which will match the same redstone signal as this, what will happen is this piston will actually pull down, giving access to the player to allow them to actually take an item out of here to actually give them the XP. And looking at this right now, I've realized that we're gonna need a lot of kelp. We are going to need so much kelp right here. Oh well, I'm sure we can figure out after we build the other 6 modules. And about 20 or so minutes later, I believe the main building and redstone portion of this entire shop is finished. But the one obvious thing that is not ready is the furnaces being filled up with XP. And every now and then I have popped back over to my starter base to do a little bit of AFKing around my 0-tick kelp farm to get some kelp here and there, but I am definitely certain we're going to need so much more right now. So I guess we better leave this running, at least for a little bit. Oh, by the way, while I was AFKing over here, James decided to build this tiny little rope right here, and I kind of like it here. Well, not directly right here, but I do like the design right here. And speaking of James, he actually decided to build his starter base just right over there, and I figured I have no use for this one peak over there, so he might as well have it and have it be my my new neighbor right here. But now that we've done just a little bit more AFKing in between this clip and last clip, I believe we have enough kelp now to start AFKing in between clips again. This kind of feels like the most AFKing I've done in like a long time, but you know what? If it's gonna make me a profitable shop, then I guess it'll be worth it. And after about 2 days of doing literally nothing but AFKing over at the kelp farm and coming over here to AFK to let the kelp smelt, we are still not even a third of the way done filling up all these chests and hoppers over the place. And because I'm getting just a little bit tired of AFKing right now, I think I'll just put opening this one shop on hold, at least for a little bit. And how did the copper still not fully oxidize in that whole time I was AFKing? Like, this is some pretty tough copper right here. But anyways, Evelyn seems to be in need of just a little bit of feedback on her base. And you know what? I'm willing to give her at least a little bit of feedback here and there. I mean, I don't consider myself the perfect builder out there, but I think I'm good enough to give at least a little tips here and there.
I'm fixing up the landscape right now.
It's very flat right now. I've noticed that right here.
Yeah, that's what... I'm gonna add some flower areas and stuff.
I like the addition of the seeds on the floor. That really brings the place to life right now.
Oh, it's to bring tribute to your seed showcases.
I don't think these are sentient seeds, but, you know, still the thought counts at least.
Do you want to see the interior?
Sure. I popped over here, like, the other day, but, yeah, I like what you're doing with the place. If I could get my words
Thank
out
you,
without,
Chris.
stuttering.
So there is a plan for a kitchen, but I don't know how to do kitchens that well.
Okay.
This is gonna be the kitchen area.
You don't have much space, but I think you can make it work.
I have some ideas. And then up here is my storage room, because it's gonna be a mess. I just threw barrels everywhere and made the roof look nice.
Oh, and there's already stuff in it. Already making use of it. Is it gonna be organized? Or is it gonna be...
No. It's gonna be like this. So if anyone ever needs stuff, I'll say stop by my base and look through the barrels.
Oh, no. Oh, no. You know, this might actually, put thieves off. You know, they have
actually
to,
might.
They have to seep through every single barrel and be like, there's nothing here, might as well go. And they just, like, miss the good stuff around the place.
Yeah, there's like 64 diamond blocks in one of these. They look at the chest next to it. They're like, oh, this is all junk. I'm gonna go.
Okay, now that you mention it, I want to see if you...
There isn't. I swear, Chris.
Is this copper actually diamonds in disguise, or what's going on here?
But you know how Puffy took the robot?
Yeah, I've noticed going back and forth when getting my kelp. Puffy took the robot.
So I may or may not have helped him, but I'm willing to give it back to you. But for the cost of you building the kitchen.
So I build a nice little kitchen in here, and I get back my nice little robot that James made for me.
Yep, just keep it in theme, make it look nice, and you get the robot back.
You know, I'm up for this. I'm up for giving it a try.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much while I was AFKing over at the shop, Puffy and Evelyn decided to steal that one little robot James built for me, but funnily enough, James decided to build another robot right here, so yeah, cool that we have this one right here, but I do want to try and get that other one back too. Which does mean we have ourselves a kitchen to build up, and to be honest, looking at this little spot again, I've realized that it's gonna be really hard to make something that actually looks really good, but you know what, we're gonna give it our best shot at least. Oh, and there's actually a little bit of extra space just back here. We might be able to actually use this little bit of a pocket right here to actually make a pretty decent kitchen. It feels like literally forever since I've actually built a kitchen. Like, when was the last time I actually made anything food related? I mean, I think maybe the kitchen in my castle last season, but even then, like, it did that really, really early on. And I think now something like this would work out well for our kitchen here. It's pretty simplistic, it's relatively cramped, and it's actually not a symmetrical room, which is pretty cool. Alright, but more importantly, where did you stash this robot you stole from me? It's in the shopping district? Okay, I guess. Please don't tell me it's, like, right below my one shop right here. Okay, we're not going that way, we're going right here. Here it is. Here's the little robot guy right here. Yes, it is good to see you again. It is good to see you again, Mr... What should we call this guy? What should we call this one robot guy and the other one we have here? Oh, and from the sounds of things, their faces are actually their names, which is a kind of a strange thing to think about, but okay. Fear not, you. I managed to find Ovo. I think that's how you pronounce it. Ovo or Uvo or something like that. Well, however you pronounce it, I think that's a pretty good place to end off today's video. And much like last episode, this one was kind of all over the place, but that's what made it so much fun. And yeah, in the next episode, we'll be preparing our little Secret Santa gift for this person right here. Who's this person in particular? Well, that's for me to keep secret until Secret Santa has passed. But yeah, for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.